What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters, man. Let's get right off into this, man. So DNA take to 15 minutes of fame to do an interview, a requested interview that he requested. He wanted to take this time out to address the escalating violence that is taking place in battle rap. As he began to address the issues and situations in battle rap, speaking about messing up the people messing up the bag, he wanted to stipulate and personally put it out there that he didn't want to name drop or nothing. He just wanted to throw some stuff out there. Well, if you're going to do that, brother, then you better off not saying nothing at all. You better off not saying nothing at all. Don't address it if you don't want to put the names on the people that's involved in actually the problem that's taking place. I don't like when people do that. If you're going to address it, then address it and be real and honest about it, period. Don't beat around the bush. Don't stipulate. Don't throw assertions and just put something out there and it could fit whoever. No, address the problem. Hit the core of the matter where it lies at. It's funny when Mav Hoffa do something, then Mav name get thrown around. Oh, Mav did that. Mav did that. Mav did that. This should be no difference. This should be no difference. When you know that Cave Gang or the Goonies them is inciting fights and instigating and causing these problems, they need to be called out on their bull. It ain't no putting everybody in the same boat when we know exactly who the problems is. When we know exactly who the problems is. Because what happens is when you don't make it personal, when you don't expose who it actually is, what happens is you give them leeway to go unnoticed. You give them a leeway to play it off. But when you make it personal, it's directed. It's revealed. They know that now eyes are on them and people are watching. So I understand, but I don't understand. Because you got to have the boldness, the courage, and integrity that if you're going to say it, then tell the truth. Look, Rock, y'all messing up these battles, man. Stop coming to these venues, acting tough, using this stuff into gangbanging. Stop doing that type of stuff. That's what you got to say. You don't say, well, people need to, and we all just have to, because we all ain't guilty. People ain't guilty. Make it personal. Because we watching, we see, we got the footage. This is a continuing, escalating thing that y'all are doing. So y'all need to be addressed. Stop putting everybody in the same boat because everybody not guilty. Address the ones that's actually guilty of these actions that's taking place and what they are doing. Make it personal and call them out that they may be exposed at the BS that they doing. So now all eyes are on them and they could be held accountable. It reminds me of when for those who don't know, I'm a big NBA fan. I can't stand watching the NBA and we know who messed the game off, who jacked the game off. Like when Kobe be not passing the ball, going greedy and shoot the Lakers out of the game and then they lose. Then after the game is over, they'll ask, what happened? How did y'all end up losing? Then everybody get the blame. Well, our transitioning was off. We missed a couple plays in the clutch. Our shooting was just off. No. You missed that assignment. Kobe Bryant, you missed your assignment. You outshot us out the game playing selfish ball, not passing, and don't make everybody, when we know who the problem was, when we know who the fault was. I hate when they try to put everybody together. No, I didn't do that. I wasn't the one taking all the shots. I wasn't the one not playing defense. I wasn't the one not hitting the open man. He did that. Make it personal so he could be mindful of it, that when it happens again, he can fix and correct that situation or prove himself to be just an irritation and a problem that need to be eradicated. That's how you do that. Rocking them coming to these battles, messing up these battles and venues and doing this stuff. They need to be called out on that trash. They need to be called out on that foolishness, that stupidity, this bad tough guy act that they putting on. If the Goonies them doing that same thing, they need to be called out. If NWX doing it, they need to be called out. If Ting and Hami them doing it, they need to be called out. You make it personal. Like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Doing this stuff, y'all messing up these venues. You put the blame where it lays and stop being so selective. Like I said, when Mav do something, Mav did that. Or Disaster did that. Okay, make it personal, period. It's more respected when it's done that way. Because now you calling out the culprit and you revealing the problem behind these situations. You make it personal. You don't just throw it out there for everybody. It don't work like that. Don't work like that at all. So you got to have the boldness, the courage to let it be known and confront the people that's actually the ones responsible for this ongoing situation that's now taking place in battle rap. And I'm definitely appalled at the situations and actions. Like I said, I lost a lot of respect for Tay-Rock behind this. I don't like this dude's demeanor at all. He is losing fans by the hundreds a day. People are starting to see him as the coward and fraud that he is. And then when you seeing what he's brewing, and you seeing the people that's under them, they all starting to act just like him. All them dudes' characters starting to be horrible. Bad News, your character is starting to be horrible. Chess, your character is horrible. Rock characters, horrible. I'm talking about y'all just reckless, man. Y'all just being reckless and always got this I don't give a F attitude. It's whatever. Right. Depending on who. That's when it's whatever. Stop it, man. The hardest thing about being real is being real. Let me say that one more time. I hope it didn't go over y'all head. The hardest thing about being real is being real. You can't be real part-time. It can't be selective depending on who it is you want to be real to. But at the end of the day, you are men. You need to be responsible men. Everybody seem tough when they're around people and clicked up, but how do you stand alone? How do you stand by yourself? What would that energy be if you actually was one-on-one with a person and didn't have an audience around you? 9 times out of 10, a lot of these problems happen and go on, wouldn't even go on if people was by themselves, one-on-one, at all. But when you put people around the audience, and people looking and watching, that pride and arrogance rise up. And then they feel they have to make a stand and put on this facade of being something that they ain't. Black people, I'm talking about, we need to get it together. This is horrible. It's all you see is this cock swinging contest. Who the bigger man? Who the toughest? Who more about it? Who got the deepest click? Who really about that life? All these tough guys. Everybody tough. Think about how just stupid and retarded we do ourselves as people. I got all my clique of tough dudes. They got all their clique of tough dudes. Everybody got a clique of tough dudes. Only to just all eyeball and stare each other down and make unnecessary tensions. Just can't stand to see each other having nothing. That's our mentality of how we is, man. That's so horrible. I have seen this and witnessed this with my own eyes. How black people just look at each other, how we perceive each other, man. The ideas of wanting to cause harm and hurt to one another, just how simple we do that stuff just with the snap of a finger. You can see a white dude riding a foreign. You'd be like, ooh, that white dude on that paper, he got that paper. You see a black dude riding the same car, man, I'll stick that nigga, I'll rob that nigga. That's how our mentalities be. Well, I robbed that nigga. He got that paper. I'll stick that nigga up. Horrible. Horrible. It's exactly how we think, man. Same thing here. Everybody just suiting up for what? Suiting up for what? Like I said, this is so weak and so lame. It ain't like these dudes strangers. These dudes been rocking and talking and dealing with each other for years. Yeah, and they actually come into the venues like the people who in the venues is actually after them. The people who come to the venues ain't even the ones that's the problem. It's the actually personnel. It's the personnel. It's the battle rappers themselves. Themselves. It's horrible, man. But you make it personal. And you call people out on their actions. If Rock tripping and he doing something stupid, you call him out on his actions. If Twerk doing something stupid, bogus, and it's wrong, you call him out on his actions. You don't call everybody out on his actions. Put the blame where it lay. Put the blame where it lay. That's what you do. Period. But it is what it is, man. And it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth, man. Click the link in the description box. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to follow you back. Also, if you able, and only if you able to give, please donate to the channel, man. Your contributions, charity, donations is definitely needed and appreciated, man. My Cash App, Instagram information, along with my PayPal information, is all in the description box together. Whichever one you prefer. And I appreciate everybody for watching. God bless you all. Be safe out there, man. Again, I understand where you might have been coming from, DNA, but come on, man. If you're gonna address these matters and situations, you got to make it personal, because it is personal, and you got to call people out on what they do. Period. You can't say, "Well, I ain't gonna name drop, do that." Yeah, I'm name dropping. Stop that trash. Stop doing that stuff. We know you doing it. We seeing you doing it. We keep hearing about you doing it. Why not make it personal? So he could have an excuse to say, "No, they ain't talking about me." Yeah, we talking about you. Oh, did you hear what he said about Rock? Yes. Yes. Hear what's being said about you. Because you on this weak stuff, dog. You really need a reality check. You definitely need a reality check. It's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth.